Today we're taking a look at the Turtle Beach Stealth Pivot. Now this is compatible with PC, mobile, and Xbox. But in my humble opinion, this is more along the lines of a PC controller with the ability to support mobile and, well, mobile may be a different story, but the ability to support Xbox because it's not wireless. I think, in my opinion, its real competition is controllers like the Mambo 1, this here, PC controller, and the Scuff Envision Pro. And in my opinion, it's more along the lines of with one of those as opposed to like an Xbox controller. But I picked this up with my own money. This was not sent out to me, but all of my reviews are the same. They're honest, transparent, and consumer friendly. I personally work in the tech industry, and so I know that there's no perfect product for anyone. So I hate that we have to do these disclosures, but all of my videos are free. There's no, honest and transparent. There's no reason to lie about this stuff. But let's jump into this. Let's jump into the nerdy goodness. So this is a lag-free 2.4 gigahertz controller for PC only. It's Bluetooth for Android at certain versions, which is like the newer versions, and iOS. And then, oh Lord, we got another one of these. And then it's, wired if you wire it into the Xbox. And that's why I don't really consider this, a flat out Xbox controller, even though it can support Xbox, because you have to use it wired. And Xbox is a console, so it's not something you're always sitting right in front of like a PC. So inside the box here, we got a really nice cable here, USB-A to USB-C dongle. And this is the dongle for PC only, 2.4 gigahertz PC wireless. Here is a quick start guide that teaches you how to rotate and pivot. In the back here, we have a more thorough guide here. This is a more thorough quick start guide here as well. And then we have a Turtle Beach. Is this a sticker? Yep, Turtle Beach sticker there. Nice. Twist the sticks caps to raise and lower. Twist to raise sticks. That's a nice feature there. You can twist that and it changes the height of the stick. As far as the feel of this controller, that's the controller there. This is a really nice looking controller. These have adjustable trigger stops. So this is the full range there. And let's see where the adjustments is here. So you have the adjustments right there to adjust. And that makes them more kind of mouse-like, mouse feeling. They're not perfect and super short, but they're not bad at all. So depending on what type of games you play, I like that distance. Some controllers have 3 levels that allow you to get kind of like an actual click. I want to say that these have that. Yeah, this one is the Scuff Envision Pro is more of a click, but that's also a $200 plus controller there. So there you have that. This is $129. You have your select button, your menu button there. You have your power button. You also have this like quick toggle button here. We'll get to that in a minute when we go over the controls. You have a button here. So you have 3.5 here for headphones. And then you have your back remappable buttons. When you pivot this, we'll go over that in a second when we pivot. But also you have, so we talked about it already, adjustable trigger stops and precise customizable D-pad, which is this here. 4 mappable quick action buttons. So you have these 2 on the back, and then when you pivot this, there's going to be 2 extra right there. And then there's a quick slide switch for in-game adjustments. That's this switch right here. But let's get our first pivot out of the way. So it looks like you unlock it here. Boom. That allows you to pivot. And then these are rotated down. So I got those rotated down. Let's see. There you go, just like that. Ooh, that's nice. That's really nice. So then when you lock that, now that's not rotating anymore. And now you have your other remappable buttons right there. So now you have your total of 4. So you have your directional pad up there. Then you have your left side button, right side button, or you can go back to your standard and you have your control there and then your D-pad there. This is a really nice, well-built controller. I like the ergonomics of this. My hands are not the largest, so I don't have hands like my buddy Corey, who has freaking, what the guy call him, Norway Viking hands. He'll probably hold a controller like this, but my hands are average and regular. I'll put his I'll put his channel in the description below. Corey and Carl are my podcast buddies. But my hands are kind of on the medium side, if you will. I wore medium to large gloves in football when I played. So, but anyway, this is what the ergonomics look like when I'm holding this controller. You can see it from here. My hands wrap around it nicely. And so those thumbs buttons sit right there at the base of that. And so that's a good spot for me. There's nothing really to touch or mess with around there, but if I did want to pivot, I could unlock the pivot right there without blah, blah, blah. So I could one-handed pivot if I had to, but it's not like you would do that in the middle of a match. But overall, the ergonomics, when I look at the button layout, or if I put it back to the regular, I get used to that. But overall, the button layout is good for me. I like it. So I think this feels really comfortable in the hand. This grip right here it's soft, but at the same time, there is a rubber texture to it. So that feels good. Now what I want to do is turn this on, get it connected to an app, and show you what the app looks like real quick. Okay, let's get this set up real quick. It's not as straightforward as it seems. You have to put in your dongle into your PC, or Bluetooth if you're connecting it directly to a mobile device. Push this button here, and then you're going to select A for menu. Once you open up the menu, you're going to go back to connect. Click connect, and then it's not USB dongle. You have to go over to app link. So now you're connecting app link and it begins to search. Activate. Once you do that, it's in search mode. If you don't do that beforehand, it won't show up as an option. Once you do that, it now shows up as an option in Bluetooth, and then you can connect it. It asks you, do you want to pair it? Then you pair it. But it took me like 20 minutes to figure out how to get this thing connected. And then you have to allow it to receive your iPhone notifications. That's how it shows up in the command center on the controller there. Now you can see on my controller that it's activated. It asks me if I want to deactivate it. After that, it is in here in the app. It syncs it with the controller and then it refreshes. You're seeing it refresh there. So I'm gonna go into my profile here. Now this is where I can map my buttons. This is where this is for slider, for music, etc. Sticks, dead zone at 5%. 5%, triggers, dead zone. You create dead zones for the triggers. Audio, volume, mic monitoring, chat mix. You can do all of that in here as well. This is kind of a pretty thorough application. You can set up the lighting. Right now we're going to keep it purple. Vibration, that's intensity, and there's different areas of vibration. So you have it in the controller grips. You also have it at the top there by the trigger, so you can see, you can change that there. I want to use all of that on default first before I make any decisions. Now we're just going to game with it a little bit and give our opinion on what we think this feels. I'm going to give my opinion. It's just me. I'm not a big channel. It's just me. People say that on YouTube. I'm going to give my opinion on what I think. Let's jump into some gaming. Okay, we're playing Phasmophobia. Now I know you probably wanted me to go straight to Call of Duty, but we're going to go to Phasmophobia because I want to see, for one, I'm listening to the audio through the controller. And so far it is really nice. You can control everything right here on the controller and not have to touch the PC that's down there. But what I am determining right now is that so far the only not really complaint, but I have to adjust how I use the thumbstick. The thumbstick is really responsive, which is good for games like Call of Duty. For games like this, like slight tap moves it a lot, but I mean that's easily adjustable.
Enemy truck incoming. We've got it. Case, get a charge on that gun now. I'll cover you. Get down there, Jackal 2. ball.
So far, I'm a fan. I like it a lot. I used it in, as you saw, Phasmophobia and Call of Duty. It's a really nice, comfortable, well-designed controller. It feels really good. Like when I'm using it in my hands, I used it, that was about an hour, hour and a half. There was no, sweaty palms or anything like that. The grip feels great. The controller, the weight is nice and it feels good. Overall, I would say there wasn't anything that was really that I would say wrong with the controller, anything like that. There are things to get used to, right? Like sensitivity of the sticks, which can be adjusted. Again, first use case. So we'll see. Follow for more. See, subscribe, come back and check that out. But all in all, at $129 and, comparing this to my Scuff Envision Pro, this one still feels, more, this one feels more high quality because of like the buttons, the type of buttons they have versus these. These are Hall effect sticks and stuff like that, but those buttons feel like mouse clicks. I mean, it's a little better feeling there, but again, $75 or more, than this controller. So take that with a grain of salt. But I do like this at $129. But do me a favor, hit that subscribe button below if you're new to the channel and enjoyed today's content. Also, hit that like below. That lets the algorithm know that you're satisfied and enjoyed my content, and leave a comment that will help the channel grow. That shows the engagement. But as always, stay cozy in that crazy world, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.